I am Carol Wynne Whiteman, and today we're going to talk about triangles. But let's start with the definition of a triangle. If I were to ask you, what is a triangle? What would you see? Yes, a triangle has three sides. So I'm going to draw three sides. Is that a triangle? No. What else is missing? Yes, the sides must be straight. Let's draw three straight sides. 1, 2, 3. Is that a triangle? So what else is missing? Yes, a triangle has three straight sides, but it must be enclosed. So let's close up our sides. Is this a triangle? Let's see. We have one side, two sides, three sides. Is it enclosed? Yes. So we know there are three sides. They are enclosed. And the sides must be straight. So if I were to ask you to draw me another type of triangle, some of you may do this. Let's see, three sides, three straight sides, enclosed. What else do you notice? There are also three angles. So we're adding three angles. Let's see. Is this a triangle? One side, two sides, three sides. Are there three angles? 1, 2, 3. Is it enclosed? Yes, it is. Are the sides straight? Yes. So we can see that this is also a triangle. What about this? Are there three sides? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can say right away that this is not a triangle. It does not satisfy the criteria of three sides. So therefore, let's come up with our definition. A triangle is a plane shape. It's an enclosed shape with three sides, three angles, and the sides must be straight. So let's see what we have for a triangle. Read along with me. A triangle is an enclosed plane shape with three straight sides and three angles. Let's read that again. A triangle is an enclosed plane shape with three straight sides and three angles. Now I'm sure you already did the types of triangles. So we're going to go through this quickly, the different types of triangles. The first one, equilateral. So we're going to start with the equilateral triangle. Now, if you look at the word carefully, you would realize that the word equilateral has the prefix equi, which means equal, and lateral, which means sides. What does that tell you? That an equilateral triangle has equal sides. Remember, a triangle has three sides. So an equilateral triangle will be one with three straight sides, equal length. So if this side has a length of 8 centimeters, then this side will also be 8, and this side will also be 8. Now, the three angles in an equilateral triangle will also be equal. So this angle, and this angle are all equal. Let's do that over. The first type of triangle we're going to deal with is an equilateral triangle. Equi tells us equal lateral sides. Therefore, an equilateral triangle will have 3 equal sides. So if this side is 8 centimeter, this side will also be 8, and this side will also be 8. But that's not all. It has 3 angles. Because it is equilateral, it means it will also have 3 equal angles. The second type we're going to look at is the isosceles triangle. And I'm sure most of you by now would know that the isosceles triangle is one that has 2 sides that are equal. So this is now our isosceles. Our isosceles triangle has 2 sides equal. So if this side is 8 and this side is 8, these 2 sides are equal. Let's say this one will be 5 centimeters. 2 sides equal, 1 side unequal. So therefore, the isosceles triangle has 2 straight sides of the same length. It also has 2 angles that will be equal. The 2 angles that are equal will be the 2 angles that are formed with the 2 sides and the unequal side. So these angles here will be equal. So let's go again. Equilateral, 3 sides equal. Isosceles, 2 sides and 2 angles. The third type of triangle that I know you know, the scalene triangle. Scalene triangles have 3 unequal sides and 3 unequal angles. That's the scalene triangle. Let's put some values. Let's say this side is 3 centimeters. This side could be 7 centimeters. And let's give this value 11 centimeters. Now, in the scalene triangle, all 3 sides are unequal. Therefore, you would assume that the 3 angles are also unequal. So this one is not equal to this one, and they are all unequal. Unlike the equilateral, where we have all 3 angles equal, the isosceles, we have 2 angles equal, but in the scalene triangle, the 3 angles are not the same. They are not equal. And the 3 sides are also not the same. Our fourth type of triangle, the right angle triangle. Do you recall what we mean by right angle? Yes, a right angle is formed when 2 straight lines are perpendicular. So let's draw our right angle triangle. This is one type of right angle triangle. Let's put our symbol to show our right angle. This is our right angle triangle. Now, this is a special triangle because our right angle triangle could be isosceles. If I put 5 centimeters here, I can draw this side 5 centimeters. Will this be 5 centimeters? No, this will be greater than 5 centimeters. Why do you think? Because if this side is equal to this side, then the side opposite the right angle will be longer. Therefore, this right angle triangle is also isosceles. Did we see that? Yes, but I can also do this, couldn't I? And make this right angle. I can make this 5 centimeters, and I can make this, let's say, 11 centimeters. Will this be the same? No, remember we also said that the side opposite the right angle will be longer. Therefore, automatically I know that this one is a right angle triangle. Yes, it is. But what else? It is a right angle triangle, but it is also scalene. So we have to be very careful that we can have a right angle isosceles triangle as well as a right angle scalene triangle. So we have gone through the 4 types of triangles: equilateral, isosceles, scalene, and right angle triangle. I want you to keep these in mind as we go about our questions to follow. So let's have a look at our first question. 3 triangles, P, Q, and R, are shown below. The question asks, which triangle is an equilateral triangle? Again, 3 triangles, triangle P, triangle Q, and triangle R are shown below. I want you to identify which of these is an equilateral triangle. Do you remember what equilateral meant? Again, equi tells us it's equal and lateral sides. Let's look at triangle P. Triangle P has sides 12 centimeter, 15 centimeter, and 12 centimeters. What do you notice? That's right. 2 of the sides are equal. Therefore, we can say triangle P is isosceles. Very good. But we are looking for an equilateral, so let's continue. Let's go to triangle Q. What's the first thing you notice? That's right. It is a right angle triangle. But do you remember what we said about right angle triangles? Yes, there are 2 types. There's the right angle isosceles and right angle scalene. Which type is this? Let's see. We have a side of 12, a side of 5, and one side 13, making triangle Q a right angle scalene. That's right. So triangle Q is a scalene, and not only that, it's also right angle. Let's look at triangle R. Let's look at the sides. We have a side of 11, the second side is 11, and the third side is also 11. What does that tell us? It says all 3 sides are equal. Therefore, triangle R is our equilateral triangle. Let's go through again. So this sum, we were able to identify the 3 types of triangles. The isosceles, where we have 2 sides equal. The scalene, where all 3 sides are unequal. In addition, it also has the right angle. And the equilateral, where all 3 sides are equal. So our answer for the question, which triangle is an equilateral triangle? Our answer is triangle R is an equilateral triangle. Let's move on. Our next question. Again, read along with me. The shaded triangles T and S below are identical. What is the name given to the combined shape? Let's read again. The shaded triangles T and S below are identical. What is the name given to the combined shape? Let's first have a look at triangle T. What type of triangle is triangle T? Let's see. Triangle T is 2 units by 2 units. Therefore, making triangle T, yes, an isosceles triangle. So triangle T is isosceles. Let's look at triangle S. The question says they are identical. Therefore, we should assume triangle S is also isosceles. Let's see. Triangle S has a base of 2 units and a height of 2 units. So triangle S is also isosceles. The question says they are combined. What is the name given to the combined shape? If we know that both triangles are identical, then this length in triangle T would be the same length in triangle S. Not so? Yes. And the base here will now be the sum of triangle T and triangle S. Therefore, what triangle do we know has 2 equal sides? Yes, it is isosceles. So the combined shape is an isosceles triangle. Let's have a look at that again. Because triangle T is identical to triangle S, and triangle T is an isosceles triangle, triangle S will also be an isosceles triangle. Therefore, this side of triangle T is the same length as this side of triangle S. And because the triangle has 2 same length sides, we know any triangle with 2 sides equal is isosceles. Therefore, the combined shape will be an isosceles triangle. Why won't it be equilateral? I'm sure some of you are asking, well, why not equilateral? Now, if this side is 2 units and this side is 2 units, then the length here will be 4 units long. Is this length 4 units long? No. So we know that if one side is different and 2 sides are the same length, then the triangle cannot be equilateral. The combined shape must be isosceles. Let's move on. On the grid below, draw an isosceles triangle with a base of 6 units. Let's read that again. On the grid below, draw an isosceles triangle with a base of 6 units. Now, what's the first thing we have to establish? We are going to draw an isosceles triangle. Again, let's review what is an isosceles triangle. Remember, an isosceles triangle has 2 sides that are equal. So we know we are looking for 2 equal sides. And when we get 2 equal sides, we will also find 2 equal angles. What's the second piece of information? The base must be 6 units. So let's begin. Let's count. If we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my base. My base is 6 units. But if it is isosceles, what does that tell us? That our height must also be 6 units because we are looking for 2 equal sides. So let's go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our height is also 6 units. What else do we remember? There must be 3 sides. So let's connect. So we have our isosceles triangle with a base of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if one side is 6, the other side must also be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's write 6 units on this side and 6 units here. What do you observe? That this isosceles triangle is also right angle. Did you see that? We can also form a right angle isosceles triangle. But is that the only type of isosceles triangle we can draw here? Let's see. If our base is 6 units, I can go, let's say I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what about if I draw it another way? My base is 6, that's the only criteria they gave us, a base of 6. So if I do this and go here and connect, will this also be an isosceles triangle? Let's see. If I draw a line here and I connect another line from my base, have I satisfied my criteria? Let's see. Is my base 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, my base is 6 units. Is this side equal to this side? What's the length here? This is 2 units. Is this length equal to this length? Yes, they are. So is this an isosceles triangle as well? Yes, it is. So boys and girls, remember, there's not only one way you can draw an isosceles triangle, you can also draw the isosceles triangle in this way. The only criteria you have to follow is that the base must be 6 and it must be isosceles. What does isosceles tell us? 2 equal sides. One side, 2 sides. One side equal, 2 sides equal. 2 equal angles. This angle and this angle equal, this angle and this angle equal. So there are 2 different ways that we can solve this same problem. Let's move on. Again, read along at home while I read it aloud. The shape ABCDE shown below is made up of an isosceles triangle and a rectangle. Side AB is equal to side BC. If the perimeter of ABCDE is 46 centimeters, calculate the perimeter of the triangle ABC. Now I know it seems like a lot, so let's break it down. The shape ABCDE, so this shape from A to B to C to D to E back to A, is made up of an isosceles triangle at the top and a rectangle. Do you remember what we said an isosceles triangle is? Yes, 2 sides are equal. The sum helps us. Side AB is equal to side BC. So AB is equal to BC. So we don't have to go and figure out which sides of the isosceles triangle are equal. The sum tells us AB is equal to BC. Let's move on. If the perimeter of A, B, C, D, E, back to A, is 46, so if I start at A and I go to B, to C, to D, to E, back up to A, I get 46. Remember, perimeter is the distance around, so we are not counting AC, that is on the inside. So if the perimeter is 46, our job is to find the perimeter of the triangle ABC back to A. Let's look at that again. Our job is to find the perimeter from A to B to C back to A. What do you think is the first thing we should do? That's right. We must find the missing side. Now, if CD is 7, then we know AE must also be 7. Agreed? So far we have 7, 12, and 7. Let's see how much we have so far. 7 plus 12 plus 7. That will give us 7 and 2, 9, and 1, 10, and 6, 16. 1 and 1 is 2. 26 centimeters. Do we need to count AC? Very good. No, we don't, because AC is on the inside, and the perimeter means we are going along the outside. What else do we know? We know the entire distance around is 46. Therefore, we already know that from C to D to E to A is 26. We do not know the distance from A to B or from B to C, but we know the entire perimeter is 46. Therefore, if we find the difference between 46 and 26, which will give us 20 centimeters, that will tell us that from A to B and from B to C is 20 centimeters. Agreed? Therefore, what more do we know? Side AB is equal to side BC. And since both of them add up to 20, then one side will be 20 divided by 2, which is 10 centimeters. So therefore, this side is 10, and this side is also 10, because it's isosceles. 10, 10, and what will be this side? 12, because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, is the sum finished? No. The question asks us to find the perimeter of the triangle. So we're going to start at A, go to B, to C, back to A. So let's find the perimeter of the triangle. So the perimeter of triangle ABC will be from A to B, which is 10 centimeters, plus from B to C, which is 10 centimeters, plus from C back to A, which is 12 centimeters. And when we add that, we're going to get 32 centimeters. Let's do that over. First thing we did, we found the missing side. Then we added the 3 sides of the rectangle. Remember, we do not need to add the inner part because we are looking at perimeter, which is the distance around. We were given the perimeter of the entire shape to be 46. When we added the 3 sides we had, we got 26. Good. So when we subtract 26 from 46, we end up with 20. Therefore, AB plus BC must also give us 20. They were equal. Therefore, each one would be 10. The question asks us for the perimeter of the triangle. So from A to B is 10, from B to C, 10, and from C back to A, 12. When we add those 3 lengths, those 3 sides, we are going to get the perimeter of the triangle ABC to be 32 centimeters. And our final question. The diagram shows a rectangle and a square. Triangles P and Q are formed in each shape as shown. Write one similarity and one difference in triangles P and Q. Let's read it again. The diagram shows a rectangle and a square. Triangles P and Q are formed in each shape as shown. Your task is to write one similarity and one difference in the triangles P and Q. And here you have the lines where you're going to write your answer. Let's go. If this is a rectangle and this line here cuts the rectangle in 2, what can you tell me about the triangle P? So triangle P is right angle. Let's write that down for triangle P. It is right angle. What else about triangle P? If it is a rectangle, then the length will be longer than the width. So we have a triangle with 3 unequal sides. Do you remember what we call a triangle with 3 unequal sides? Yes, scalene. So triangle P is also a scalene triangle. Let's go again. This line cuts the rectangle in 2. Triangle P is a right angle because this is a rectangle, and the 4 corners of a rectangle are right angles. What else? The triangle P has 1 long side and 1 short side, making triangle P scalene because all 3 sides are unequal. Let's go to triangle Q. Triangle Q is formed from the square. Again, if it is a square, then the 4 corners are right angle. So for triangle Q, one, it is a right angle triangle. What else about triangle Q? It's a square. Therefore, this side must be equal to this side. Do you remember what we call a triangle with 2 equal sides? Yes, it is isosceles. Therefore, can we answer the question? What is one similarity between triangle P and triangle Q? They are both right angled. So a similarity, they are both right angle triangles. What about the difference? Triangle P is scalene and triangle Q is an isosceles. So the difference, P is scalene while Q is isosceles. Let's review. This is a rectangle, which means that it has a length and a width. It also has a right angle at the corner. So triangle P is a right angle scalene triangle. Triangle Q was cut from a square. Therefore, all the sides are equal. It means, therefore, that triangle Q would have 2 equal sides. It also has a right angle because we know a square has 4 right angles at the corner, making triangle Q a right-angled isosceles triangle. The question asks us for a similarity and a difference. The similarity, they are both right-angled triangles. And one difference, P is scalene while Q is an isosceles triangle. Boys and girls, we have come to the end of our lesson on triangles. I do wish you all the best in your S.E.A. exams, and until we meet again, goodbye.